wheel. Very interesting. I'm going to take you on a journey. See, I kept looking for patient zero and I came across this name and it kept popping up. Then I come across videos and I come across people. And I'm going to talk through this and I'm going to do something in real time for you to see for yourself. And think what we're coming across and what we're stumbling across is the key to the puzzle. So, here, this is an excellent video. I recommend it. 10 minutes of your life will be well spent. And it's done by a guy who lives in China, who, if his damn thing works, who lives in China, called Laoway86. Very informative. His videos are fantastic, but there's information in there that I'm going to verify. I can't verify all of it because obviously I don't speak Chinese and I can't get the job applications that he would have found in China. But it's all starting to key together because I'm going to verify his November theory. Corona China's virus. China's first confirmed COVID case traced back to November the 17th. Government records suggest the first person infected with the new disease may have been a Hubei resident aged 55, but patient zero has yet to be confirmed. Documents seen by the Post could help the scientists track the spread of the disease and perhaps determine its source. So, this article you can read for yourself. Interviews with whistleblowers and medical community suggest Chinese doctors only realised they were dealing with a new disease in late December. And yet this has been going since November. This is starting to get more and more apparent that there was a huge cover-up of something. On this one we have the title, High Security Lab in Ground Zero Wuhan could hold the key to coronavirus. This is the propaganda to show that China is on top of everything and how they're going to save the world. Well, what's happening in China at the moment is they're shutting down all the public places and cinemas again. If they've defeated coronavirus, why are they shutting down public places? These questions are going to be answered soon. And all these idiots like the Washington Post, oh, they're going to be exposed. They're going to be exposed big time. This is the end for these people. Wuhan outbreak. Where is patient zero? Now here we go. Huang Yangling, who received a master's degree from the Institute in 2000, moved to work and live elsewhere after her graduation, has not been back to Wuhan since. She has never been infected by the virus and is in healthy condition, according to a statement the Wuhan Institute of Virology released on its website on Sunday. Right. Question 1. How would they know what kind of health she is? Question 2. Why have they not produced her? Question 3. How do they know she's not been back to Wuhan since 2015? Good questions, don't you think? First coronavirus patient has no connection to Wuhan seafood market, so did the disease start somewhere else? And here we have again the distortion of information and the spread of misinformation, which was deliberately done by the Chinese. They destroyed all the evidence, remember, and then they started a process of misinformation, and the BBC was one of the main bungling idiots that didn't do their homework. The first coronavirus patient was a bedbound man in his 70s, BBC reported. He had no connection to the market where Beijing says the outbreak began. So why is Beijing saying it and not the people in Wuhan? An earlier paper said 14 out of the first 41 patients were not linked to the place. BBC reports comes after the social media accounts pointed the origin to a virus lab. Wuhan Institute of Virology said relevant allegations were false and rumours. Coronavirus symptoms, what are they, and should you see a doctor? So here you'll see the revelation made by the BA echoed with the information disclosed in a previous medical research, which has prompted Chinese people to speculate about the possible alternative source of the deadly disease. Over the weekend, a mysterious virus lab became the center point of Chinese social media after online accounts suggested that the lethal virus had come from there. Allegations the state-run institute has denied and branded as rumors. Beijing's experts claim that the deadly coronavirus outbreak began in Hunan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan. They believe the virus was passed on to humans through wildfowl sold as food. Now we've got eyewitnesses, but hopefully I've got that one up in a minute. Wuhan Institute Virology denies patient zero COVID came from the institute. This is another article denying Huang Yanling, sorry. But it also talks about our friend Xi Zhengli. Xi Zhengli, a research fellow at the Wuhan Institute, said on Saturday evening, "I can promise you that not a single person was infected at our institute, including graduate students. We have 0 infection cases," reported Beijing News on Sunday. Another scientist from the institute said the Wuhan Institute has no infections and the patient zero did not come from the Beijing News reported. Wei Hongpeng, a research fellow at Wuhan Institute and mentor of Huang, posted on his WeChat moments that he recently called Huang and confirmed Huang was in good health, the National Business Daily reported on Sunday. You're starting to see lots of panicking going on here. China's research lab denies releasing its first coronavirus patient. Speculation the woman supposedly at the institute is patient zero is false, laboratory says. Authorities maintain that the most likely source was a market in Wuhan. So they're still blaming this fish market in Wuhan. Recently, there's been fake information about Huang Yanling, a graduate from our institute, claiming she was patient zero in the novel coronavirus. It said that it had verified that the claim was not true. It said Huang was a graduate student at the institute until 2015 when she left the province and has not returned since. Huang was in good health and not been diagnosed with the disease, it added. The Chinese researchers and officials say the corona probably likely lead to wild animal consumption, most likely bats. Now, remember they're saying that it's people eating bats. Here we have the European one saying that 31st of December. They're talking the 31st of December, not November. But here we have what I want to talk about. This is this thing, so you can read it for yourself again. We know that 96 genome sequences from the patients were 96% or 89% identical to the bat coronavirus ZC45, originally found in Rhinophilus affinis, which is a horseshoe bat. It was critical to study where the pathogen came from and how it was passed on to a human. An article published in the Lancet reported that 41 people in Wuhan were found to have the acute respiratory syndrome and 27 of them had contact with the Hunan seafood market. The 2019 nCoV was found in 33 out of 585 samples collected in the market. After the outbreak, the market was suspicious to be the origin of the epidemic, was shut down according to the rules of quarantine and a source during an epidemic. The bats carrying ZC45 were originally found in the Yunnan or Zhejiang province, both of which are more than 900 kilometers away from the seafood market. Bats were normally found to live in caves and trees, but the seafood market, now I want to pay attention to this, but the seafood market, but the seafood market is a densely populated district of Wuhan, a metropolitan of 15 million people. The probability was very low for the bats to fly to the market. According to the municipal reports and testimonies of 31 residents, 28 visitors, the bat was never a food source in the city and no bat was traded in the market. There was possible natural recombination of an intermediate host or of the coronavirus, yet little proof has been reported. It also tells you how many bats was in this Wuhan Center for Disease and Control and Prevention. And 155 bats, including rhinoceros affairs, were captured in Hubei province, and another 450 bats were captured in the Zhejiang province. So this person has complete and absolute information. So this one, which says, basically states that it's come from the lab, because they know where it's come from. Wuhan Biosafety National Lab. Okay, this one is, I forgot to show you, Pharma Industry Review. So another article which talks about Huan Yangying, a postgraduate the claim was debunked, conspiracy. The post cited US experts who explained why the institute was not suitable for bioweapon research, that most countries have banned bioweapons as fruitless, and there was no evidence that the virus was genetically engineered. In February 2020, so this is the Washington Post, by the way, debunking. So the Washington Post doing Chinese propaganda. I've got the New York Post here doing Chinese propaganda as well. New York Times reported a team led by Xi Zhengli's researchers at the institute were the first to identify and analyze the name of the genetic sequence. Of course they do. They had it all in the lab. All that information was there to the year of when they got it, which was 2004. Now this article, Wuhan's most maligned virology issue seeks patent on US drug. If you think they're still trying to steal things, they are. Remdesivir, developed by pharmaceutical geoscience, has not been approved anywhere in the world. It showed promising results in some laboratory studies, as its inventor Gilo holds the patent for Remdesivir's chemical formula. So China's trying to steal this to treat novel coronavirus. It's absolutely incredible. When you start reading this, you start realizing and understanding what is going on. It's a very interesting article. But this is the statement from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which I was talking about. Unreliable information has been circulating on the internet recently, saying that our graduate Huang Yangling is the so-called patient zero who was the first to be infected with the new coronavirus. After verification, our firm solemnly declares as follows: Huang Yangling graduated from our institute with a master's degree in 2015 during the course of his studies. Now listen to this. His, not hers. His. I'm going to show you in a minute something. He studied the function of bacteriophage lysis and the broad spectrum of antibacterial properties. After graduation, he has been working and living in other provinces, infection and good health. At this critical moment in the fight against epidemics, blah, blah, blah. So they call him a he. So you type in the word Huang Yangling. Does it look like a male or female name? So let's go to the Wuhan Institute of Virology itself, and there we have our friend Zhengli Shi. And we have her as the principal investigator. Email her things there, talks about genetics, so she's worked in genetics, and her position. So she's the head honcho. Well, let's go to the photograph, shall we? Lab of Diagnostic Microbiology. Well, the person at the back there, that's Huang Yangling. Look at the date, 2018. So let's go to the page here, which he says is the Lab of Diagnostic Microbiology. So if you click on this person, their details come up. Obviously it translates straight into English. So we go down. Oh, Huang Yangling, but the photograph's missing. And that's what comes up. Wiped clean. No information, no photograph, no nothing. Oh, it's just something like that. There you go. That person's name, that person's detail, although no photograph for them, there's their details. Same with this person. I click it in. their details come up. I could do it for each one of them. Let's go to Li Heng. Li Heng, there's his details, his photograph. This person was there. Their photograph is missing. Their identity has been removed. They have been removed from the site. It gets more peculiar. Newsletters. I started to look at newsletters. The last newsletter written was the 1st of April 2019. And you can click on them. Why is that? Why have they removed all the newsletters? Where are all the newsletters gone? From April onwards. So I am going to sit through and go through all these newsletters with a fine-tooth comb and see what I can find. Because I think there's answers in there somewhere. They can't be that meticulous because they left a paper trail. They left a paper trail. New progress achieved his research fields for virology and nanotechnology. Nanotechnology and viruses? And they're not doing bioweapons. I mean, come on. Are they, what, they think people are that stupid? But here's another interesting fact about our friends, the bats. And Zhengli Shi is part of this research, but hepavirus, so hepatitis, is also in these bats, along with coronavirus. And I'll leave you with that one. Reverse genetics with full-length infections of cDNA to severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. 2003. It's time to stop these mad scientists. They are a menace and a danger, and building these laboratories in built-up areas is also scary. But what is China hiding? That is their laboratory that's screwed up again, just like in Beijing, except this one, they thought they could cover up, smother and get it under control. What's a few hundred lives in Wuhan? It's no problem, we can cover that up. Instead it went worldwide. From a petri dish to shutting down the world. And most of the world is shut down because of them. I think people need to ask the name, where is Huang Yangling? Is she, patient zero, is she the first victim? And then the next question I've also got is, where is Zhengli Shi? Where is she? She was demoted because they brought in Major General Chen Wei. Didn't it say in that video that all those who mismanaged or did things wrong would be punished by death? Is Zhengli Shi still alive? It's a very, very, very important question because so many people have disappeared in China over this. And the silence is deafening and the misinformation is incredible. I'll leave that for you to think about. Ta-ta for now. TTVN.